Jonbenet Ramsey was murdered in 1996. How many have ever heard of Jonbenet Ramsey? She was a young girl, maybe, I don't know, maybe, you don't have to write this down. She was killed in 1996 and her killer has not been found. In 2006, just about 6-7 years ago, this guy, John Mark Karr, was arrested because he confessed to killing her. It was 10 years later and he confessed for her murder. But what was wrong with his confession? He wasn't in Colorado the day she was murdered. And his DNA was nowhere near the scene of the crime. In other words, he was in Atlanta at the time of the crime, the DNA wasn't there, and so the question is, why would a guy like that confess to a crime? Isn't that weird? None of us would do that. But he did, and people do that. And the question for psychologists and others who study human behavior is, why would somebody do that? I don't get it. And so as we look at human behavior, we start to go, well, if we take and look at things long enough, these questions, an innocent man, what factors, what variables, you can't, and by the way, it's not just, oh, he was born this way and there are lots of things that have probably gone into his life. His family said, listen, he struggled, and he may have some personality problems, but he's not a killer. So the question is, what went on? And some of us are fascinated by this. That's why we go into this field and go, I want to know why. I want to know why people are shy or depressed or help or ignore or whatever. And so at the end of the day, you take people that maybe do kind of odd, strange things, but let's try people that